What if I told you there's a plant hiding in plain sight that could revolutionize how we think about sustainable energy? Imagine tapping into a hidden power source, not from fossil fuels, but from a common root vegetable. This isn't science fiction. It's the incredible secret of the sunchoke. Mondoriadinjur tambruwabai. And to daughter dern fruan dur, and today we're unearthing its potential for eternal energy. We're standing at a crossroads in human history. Every day we hear about climate change, depleting resources, and the urgent scramble for renewable energy solutions. Solar panels glisten on rooftops, wind turbines spin across distant hills, and scientists chase nuclear fusion in laboratories. But what if I told you that one of the most promising solutions to our energy crisis has been quietly growing in gardens, abandoned lots, and along roadsides for centuries? The sunchoke, also known as Jerusalem artichoke, isn't just another root vegetable. It's a botanical marvel that embodies the very concept of renewable, sustainable energy in ways that go far beyond what meets the eye. The question we need to ask ourselves isn't just about finding new energy sources, but about recognizing the ones that have been here all along, patiently waiting for us to understand their true value. Sunchokes represent a fundamental shift in how we think about energy, nutrition, and sustainability, a trinity of benefits packed into knobbly tubers that most gardeners treat as invasive weeds. Let me introduce you properly to Helianthus tuberosus, the sunchoke. This North American native is a member of the sunflower family, and like its cousins, it grows with almost reckless abandon. Plant a single tuber in spring, and by autumn you'll have a towering stalk reaching 10 feet high, crowned with cheerful yellow blooms, and beneath the soil, a network of knobby tubers that have multiplied exponentially. This isn't gardening, this is witnessing nature's generosity in action. What makes sunchokes truly extraordinary is what's inside those humble tubers. Unlike potatoes that store their energy as starch, sunchokes are packed with inulin, a unique polysaccharide that behaves completely differently in our bodies and in the environment. Inulin is a complex carbohydrate that resists quick digestion, providing slow-release energy that keeps you fueled for hours without the crashes associated with simple sugars or starches. For indigenous peoples across North America, sunchokes were a staple food that sustained them through harsh winters when other food sources disappeared. But here's where it gets fascinating. Inulin isn't just beneficial for human nutrition. This remarkable compound is at the heart of modern biofuel research. Scientists have discovered that the inulin in sunchokes can be efficiently converted into ethanol, creating a renewable fuel source that doesn't compete with food crops like corn. The plant's ability to thrive in poor soils, resist pests naturally, and produce massive amounts of biomass with minimal inputs makes it an ideal candidate for sustainable energy production. We're talking about a crop that requires no irrigation in most climates, no pesticides, and actually improves soil health while producing fuel. Growing sunchokes is so simple it almost feels like cheating. If you've ever struggled with finicky vegetables that demand perfect soil, precise watering schedules, and constant attention, prepare to have your mind blown. Sunchokes are the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it crop, and that's precisely what makes them so valuable in our quest for sustainable energy and food security. Start with just a handful of tubers in early spring as soon as the soil can be worked. Choose a sunny spot, though these adaptable plants will tolerate partial shade, and bury the tubers about 4 inches deep, spacing them roughly 2 feet apart. That's it. That's the hard part. From here, nature takes over with astonishing efficiency. Within weeks, shoots emerge and begin their rapid ascent. By midsummer, you'll have a living fence of green stalks that create privacy, shade, and habitat for pollinators. The real magic happens underground. While you're watching those stalks climb skyward, the plant is busily converting sunlight into stored energy, channeling it down into an ever-expanding network of tubers. Each original tuber can produce 10 to 20 offspring, transforming your small investment into a substantial harvest. Come late autumn, after the first frost has blackened the leaves, it's time to dig. Use a garden fork to gently lift the tubers, and prepare to be amazed at the sheer volume of food you've produced from such minimal effort. Here's a secret that experienced sunchoke growers know: you'll never harvest them all. Those tubers you miss become next year's crop, creating a truly perennial food source. This is what sustainable agriculture looks like, a system that perpetuates itself, requires minimal intervention, and produces abundantly year after year. Some gardeners worry about sunchokes becoming invasive, but this concern is easily managed by harvesting thoroughly and confining them to a dedicated bed. In exchange for respecting their vigorous nature, you gain a crop that will feed you reliably when other vegetables fail. While we've been enjoying sunchokes in our gardens and kitchens, scientists and engineers have been discovering their potential to transform our energy infrastructure. Research institutions across Europe and North America are pioneering techniques to convert sunchoke biomass into bioethanol, biogas, and even biodiesel. The efficiency is remarkable. Sunchokes can produce more ethanol per acre than corn, and they do it on marginal land that would be unsuitable for traditional crops. The carbon sequestration potential is equally impressive. As sunchokes grow, they pull carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and store it in their extensive root systems and in the soil itself. When managed as a perennial crop with minimal tillage, sunchoke fields become carbon sinks, actively fighting climate change while producing energy. This dual benefit, renewable fuel production combined with carbon capture, positions sunchokes as a key player in the transition to a low-carbon economy. Several European countries have already begun integrating sunchokes into their agricultural energy programs. In Germany, farmers are growing them alongside biogas facilities, where the entire plant, stalks, leaves, and tubers, is converted into methane for heating and electricity generation. The digestate left over from this process returns to the fields as nutrient-rich fertilizer, completing a closed loop that exemplifies circular economy principles. Meanwhile, researchers in Canada are developing sunchoke varieties optimized specifically for ethanol production, breeding plants that produce even higher concentrations of inulin and greater biomass yields. You might be wondering how a home gardener fits into this vision of renewable energy and sustainable agriculture. Well, the answer is, you're absolutely central to it. Every revolution begins at the grassroots level, and the sunchoke revolution is no different. When you plant sunchokes in your garden, you're doing more than just growing food. You're participating in a living demonstration of sustainable energy principles. Start by viewing your sunchoke patch as a model of efficiency. Take a moment to observe how these plants thrive with minimal inputs, producing abundant food while actually improving soil health and supporting biodiversity. And hey, don't forget to share your harvest with neighbors, friends, and family. Most people have never tasted sunchokes, and honestly, introducing them to this forgotten vegetable is an act of cultural preservation and food security advocacy. You can roast them until they're caramelized and sweet, slice them raw into salads for a crisp, nutty crunch, or blend them into silky soups. Each dish is a conversation starter about sustainable living. Connect with your local food systems and farmers markets. Talk to growers about incorporating sunchokes into their crop rotations. These conversations spread knowledge and create demand for resilient, sustainable crops that can help buffer our communities against food system disruptions. Consider saving and sharing tubers with other gardeners, creating a network of sunchoke growers in your area. This kind of seed saving and plant sharing builds community resilience and ensures that valuable food crops aren't lost to time. The future we're building isn't about massive technological breakthroughs that solve all our problems overnight. It's about recognizing the wisdom already present in nature, in plants that have been here longer than we have, waiting patiently for us to understand their gifts. Sunchokes teach us that sustainability isn't complicated. It's about working with natural systems instead of against them, about choosing abundance over scarcity, and about trusting in the regenerative power of living things. As you harvest your sunchokes this season, hold one of those knobbly tubers in your hand and really consider what you're holding. It's not just food, it's potential fuel, it's captured sunlight, it's proof that nature provides solutions to our most pressing challenges, if we're willing to look. It's a reminder that eternal energy isn't something we need to create from scratch. It's already here, growing quietly beneath our feet, waiting for us to recognize its value and put it to use. If this journey into the hidden world of sunchokes has inspired you, I invite you to subscribe to Healing Gardens so you never miss our explorations into the plants that nourish, heal, and sustain us. Share this video with friends, family, and fellow gardeners who are ready to discover how ancient crops and modern innovation can work together to create a more resilient, abundant future. Together, we're not just growing gardens, we're cultivating hope, one tuber at a time.